one more video. So that's part 4, at least for this beginning series. I've launched a series on how to do step-by-step tutorial of a Django REST framework API. So I've gone through part 1, 2, and 3. So this is the last one. So what I'm trying to achieve here, I have this API where I add friends and I associate those friends to a user from the Django users framework, and I also added authentication. So I need to authorize to make sure that I can access the API, so it's protected. So, and then I can have user friends that are associated with user. But I wanted to have a way to add new users to my Django administration through the API. So how do you do that? So for that, I need to create a new application. I'm gonna call it accounts because it's gonna manage accounts, and then that's created here. I'm gonna to add that to the project. And I don't need to add any model, but I do need to add endpoints. I'm just gonna copy and paste to make sure that this is really quick. So for the accounts, I'm gonna create a file called API.py. And that's the routers that I'm gonna create. I'm just gonna create a user registration view, which is also gonna require so actually anyone can add a new user. You don't need to be authenticated. So that's the only exception. So to create a user registration, so anyone can add a new one, and then or itself. And for that, I have this serializer. Make sure it's valid. That user is created. And I'm just gonna show the serialization later. I should have done that first. And then I have endpoints that to change the password, and that requires authentication because otherwise you cannot change your password. And then that's gonna be a put method. I have a password serializer. It's gonna check if the passwords are correct. And then it's gonna use the check password function from the user's object, the old password first, and then if it's wrong, it's gonna say the password is wrong, and then it's gonna, if that's not, if it's right, it's gonna go this route, and then it's gonna set a new password and save. And for the email update is similar, but we don't need to have that condition to check the password. It's gonna just get the new data and save. Let's do the serializers now on the accounts application. Serializers.py. And then for the serializers, I have a user registration serializer, which is going to get 2 passwords here. And it's gonna use the user class. So what's gonna check here is that if passwords are not same, it's gonna raise that error, which is password don't match, and then that's gonna give you an error, and then the request will not complete. And then to create, I have a create method here, which is create a new user on the database with the username and password, and that's going to return the user. So that's the serializer. And then I have password update serializer, which is going to get the two passwords to make sure that when someone is sending requests, and the email is going to be based on the user model, and the fields are, you just need to send me the email in order to update. Okay, with that, there is only one step. I need to add these URLs for the account. Which is, I have 3 endpoints: register on the user registration view, update password, and update email. And then finally, on the URLs, I also need to add that, which is, it's going to be accounts. Let's test it. Close that, close that. Okay, I have the accounts application, and that's good because they are separate parts of the API. So let's register a new user. Let's say that the new user is, let's say, Claudia. Let's use a girl's name. And the password is super secret. And don't need to be authenticated because allow anyone to start. And Claudia was created. If I go to the admin, and then log in as super user, I see that Claudia was added. Now Claudia can authenticate. Oh, I think it's sensitive. I hope I don't. And then let's create a friend for Claudia and post a new friend. Good, Patricia was created. But if I get friends, yeah, so can you see that that one is, but if I go here and get friend 1, but because Claudio is authenticated, it's gonna say not found because that's not my friend. So, and 2 is gonna be here. Cool. Those are already working. Let's test the change password. Okay, page was created. Let's up the email. Because already there is one already, Pedro. Okay. Let's authorize. Try it out. The old password is the new password is super secret. Should have like if I go here, let's put it's gonna print here. Okay, let's try. Come on. So testing Pedro. Should have a 200. A response like no content, like your password has been updated successfully. Yeah. I got a 204 X frame option deny. Content lines. Same origin. I think it's, I'm gonna get some security issues here. Our password updated successfully. But why it's not giving me the response detail? That's funny. Let's try again. There we go. So the new password is super secret. I got it so far. Okay. That's authorized Pedro. Output testing Pedro. Output testing Pedro first. Try to get user is gonna fail. I'm gonna log out. Authorize log out. I'm gonna use now super secrets. If it doesn't work, I'll give up. Yeah, it worked. It worked. Yeah, so I might have done some type or something. It's working. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. So that's how programming works. I'll cut the parts that I was trying to debug, but I should be fine. And this is, again, I'm gonna commit that to Git, and then you can copy the code that's working. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, click the like button, and click the bell to receive notifications. Bye.